Hi you guys. This is my first video on YouTube. I thought you guys would like an introduction video so you could get to know more about me before you subscribe and want to watch me. Hi, I'm Krista. Nice to meet you. Go by Chris. I asked my Instagram to send me in a couple of questions so you could get to know me. First of all, I'm 19 years old. I live in Harlem in NYC area. Love that for me. Go Harlem. Where did I grow up? And I was born here in NYC, but when I was 8 years old, my family decided we were gonna move to Boca Raton, Florida. I was there from 3rd grade to 12th grade, and I decided to come back to New York to pursue my dreams. My dreams now, what you would ask, like what do you do? Where do you go to school? What's your passion in life? All that jazz. So I came back to New York to go to AMDA, only went there for 2 semesters. Could do a story time because I've got some stories from there. My experience was not uncommon, which is sad to say, but it was a good experience. Musical theater is definitely my passion. And somebody asked me, where would I like to be in 5 years? I want to be a performer on the Broadway stage, on a regional stage, on a community stage. All the above, everything about performing. So maybe 10 years from now, I would like to open up my own community theater so that people of all ages can come together and support the love and the community that is musical theater, and they get to experience that. I also want to have like my own little classes, workshops, meetings, like all that stuff. So that's definitely somewhere I see myself in 5 to 10 years. Somebody asked me New York or Florida. I can't give an answer because honestly, I've had an equal amount of good and bad in both places. I experienced New York when I was little. I experienced Florida when I was little to being a grown-up, and now New York as a grown-up, kind of. I turned 20 in May. I'm a Taurus. Love that for me. I don't know. I've had all different kinds of experiences in New York and Florida. So I can't pick because New York, I always wanted to come back here. And this is where I saw myself for the longest time. Florida, I wasn't a big fan of it when I was younger, and then I grew up and I matured and I realized that it was for my own good. Growing up in the kind of environment that I did, it allowed me to do several things. So thanks to my parents for that. I have most of my friends in Florida that I miss back at home. Shout out to them. I hope you're watching this video. If you're not, we're gonna have a problem. No, JK. Yeah, so I can't answer that. Where do you go to find casting, and do you have any upcoming auditions? So again, I mentioned my passion is musical theater and performing as a whole. I will say that I find my castings on Playbill. You can find castings anywhere, especially Actors Access. I know that that's very popular. I don't feel like paying that, so Playbill is cheap and easy. If not all, most of the auditions that you find on Actors Access, you'll find on Playbill as well. It's just more accessible and more affordable because New York is not cheap. So do I have any upcoming auditions? No, I've just been submitting. I've been taking my individual classes, my voice lessons, all that stuff outside of school. I will say you don't have to go to school to pursue musical theater. I know a lot of people that are a success that have gone to school and haven't gone to school. You can get your training in school or out of school. So once I did 2 semesters of school, I decided it wasn't for me. I felt more free and got to do some more things that I wanted to do by doing my training individually from school, which has been totally great for me. Everybody's different, but that's just what's worked for me. What made me want to start my YouTube channel or inspired me to? Since I was little, I always knew I wanted to be a content creator. I always knew that I wanted to be known for something. I just want to leave my mark on this earth, my digital footprint, if you will. I think that I'm a great person to get to know and get to live life with. So I hope you guys want to join me on that journey. I think that I could definitely make a difference or make people smile more or laugh more, whatever it is, I want to do it. And I think that YouTube is a good way. And it's kind of like me fulfilling my childhood dream. I don't want to start a podcast like later in the future or in the near future. Who knows what'll open up for me. But yeah. Do I have any crazy New York experiences? I have quite a few. But the one that has stuck out to me most is I was on the way to church in Times Square. I used to take the 1 train a lot. And so I was maybe 2 stops away from my stop. And This guy, clearly not in his right mind, he decided he was going to get on the train and cause chaos. So he was basically starting shouting, cussing people out, talking about, I hope you all die. If not, I'll kill you. Like, just wishing death upon everybody, like all this stuff. And he's like, I've got something for you guys. He had on like this tactical gear, like camo, and like he had like a camo looking like army backpack, and it was big and bulky. And I was like, oh my God, like I was internalizing like the anxiety. I was like, oh my God. I was like, please, not on the way to church, really? I was like, this is not happening to me, but it was happening to me. He was starting to reach into his backpack, and I was like, oh, nope, gotta go. And that's when, thank the Lord for that, because my stop was right up next. And as he was reaching his backpack, we stopped, the doors opened. Half the people in that subway car got out, either waited for the next train or hopped on the next car over, because we were not trying to stick around for that. We were not trying to stick around to see what that guy was gonna do. I value my life. I enjoy living life. But yeah, that's one of the crazy experiences that I've had while living in New York. Somebody else asked me, it's my favorite movie. I don't have a favorite movie. I'll give you like my top 3. And this is not in any specific order. The 2003 version of Peter Pan with Jeremy Sumpter, if you know, you know, that man is hot. The Willoughbys, which is a Netflix original. It's just a cute animation. It made me cry, happy tears and sad tears, of course. Phantom of the Opera, which Phantom of the Opera also helped me discover my love for musicals. Ever since I was little, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to perform. What also got me into theater? I grew up in church singing in the choir, doing the praise dance, doing all the plays. And to high school, I joined my thespian troupe, was a co-president. I'm an official thespian. I have the documentation in the papers to prove it. So I'm certified. So I did districts. I did my high school musicals. And that's what initially that was a second, like, this is what I want to do with my life. It may be hard, but it's the only thing that I'm really, really passionate about. So that's when I decided to pursue musical theater. What is this channel going to be about? It's just going to be about a 19-year-old living in NYC, you coming along with me for my adventures, for my work days, my get ready with me, my dates, my heartbreaks, my love story, my everything, and also books, because I am a huge reader. I mostly read romance, but I will say that when I was younger, what kickstarted me into reading was I got into all of the Sherlock Holmes stories. Hounds of Baskerville in specific was my favorite one. And then I read a lot of Shakespeare and Edgar Allan Poe, and I love poetry. Fun fact, my favorite Shakespeare play is A Midnight Summer's Dream. Love it. It's absolutely chaotic. Got to see a live version of it, which was very interesting to me. But that's one of my favorite stories as well. Second to that would probably be like Othello or something, which is crazy. Or Hamlet. One of the two. Let's just say William Shakespeare, he knew how to write. The stories were absolute chaos, like out of pocket, if you will. Since this is also going to be like a book channel as well, somebody asked me what's my favorite genre and what's a book I would recommend for 2023. My favorite genre is romance. That's what I mostly read, as I said before. But I'll dabble into other things as well. A book that I'd recommend for 2023, it's rather books. There's 2 series that I would recommend that people have mixed reviews on, but I absolutely love them because they have everything in a romance story that I could ever want. So the Dreamland Billionaires series, can't wait to read Terms and Conditions and Final Offer, because Final Offer just came out, and Cal was one of my favorite side characters. Can't wait to read his own story with Alana. And then the Addicted series. That series on its own has a lot of controversy around it or whatever, but I personally like the first book. And you'll see my January wrap up, and you'll get to see the kind of books and the ratings and the things that I had to say about it. What's my relationship status? Inquiring minds want to know. I am single. Very, very much single. Not taken. Not taken. So if anybody wants to hit me up in my DMs, no, I'm just kidding. I've had one official relationship that lasts a couple of months and several talked or situationships that I just don't that I just don't ever intend on talking about unless you guys really want that story time. Let me know in the comments what other content you want to see from me, what other questions you might have, or story time videos that you guys might want to see, because I have some New York stuff, some relationship stuff, some friendship stuff. Yeah, your girl's very much single, and that's totally okay. I don't need a man. Thank you very much. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Can't wait to get this out to you guys. I hope you can join me on this journey and join me in my next video. I will see you guys soon. Bye.